VEDUJOUR.com. Basically, what it's going to do is it's going to teach you how to learn French verbs. You know, you can go there and use the tool as, you know, a verb that if you want to learn like a little bit of French, but you don't want to go the whole Rosetta Stone, like I want to know every single word ever, like this is going to kind of try and teach you the basics of how to communicate in French. So if you're ever over in Paris, and which I have been, and I can speak first-handedly, that if I knew just a little bit of French, it would have gone a long way, because we went to this pizza shop that was down one of the most beautiful cobblestone road. It was like I was in a Jason Bourne movie, and we go into this little pizza shop, and there literally was nobody there that spoke English at all, like 0%. And luckily, there was a couple sitting next to us that they could translate, you know, pepperoni and salad with ranch. But yeah, I mean, from ordering food to, you know, asking directions to a little bit of French would have helped me out extremely. So make sure you go to verbedujur.com. Again, that's VERBEDUJOUR.com. Here is a great new Kickstarter for anybody who's got pets. I know a couple people who have pets. You can go to Kickstarter.com and search for Pet Penser, PETPENSER. Basically, what it is you can use your smartphone to feed and keep an eye on your pets. How awesome is that? It comes in like a little house, and it's got a water bowl and a food bowl. You can feed your pets from the touch of a button on your phone. You can hear them, so if they bark, if they're coming over the food bowl and there's nothing there, and they bark, like you can hear them, so they're trying to communicate. Hey, I'm hungry. Hello, or you can they've got a webcam that's attached to it, so like you can keep an eye on your yard. It's used for security. You keep an eye on your pet. You can keep an eye on your property. It's a great idea, and it's the first like digital way to take care of your pets. Go to petpenser.com/en or go to kickstarter.com and search for Pet Penser, PETPENSER.
Do you want to learn free magic tricks that will astound your friends and perform illusions that will amaze your family? Then visit freemagictricksandillusions.com. There we offer you tips and advice that will turn you from an amateur to a professional money-making magician. Whether it's Copperfield, Blaine, Penn and Teller, Dynamo, Angel, and the legend that is Paul Daniels, you have come to the right place. Here we have videos and books to turn you from an amateur to a professional magician, just like those we've already mentioned. Free Magic Tricks and Illusions is growing every day and will be the home of all your magical needs. So, what are you waiting for? Visit freemagictricksandillusions.com today.
And welcome back to the Bill and Joe Show. We are now joined by one of my personal favorite podcasts to listen to, whether I'm driving, working out, doing whatever. You can find it on iTunes, Stitcher. It's called What Is Wrong With Us Podcast. It's hosted by Vinny No Filter. You can find him on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's a very entertaining news feed to follow, that's for sure. Vinny, welcome to the show, man. How are you doing?
Hey, how's everybody doing? I'm doing great.
Awesome, man. How's the weather out in Arizona today?
So you got some clouds, but usually it's about 110 degrees. Beautiful weather, but I love it.
Sweet. Now, for those of you that haven't had a chance to listen to your show or follow you on social media, like you've been doing like this extreme like workout thing, trying to get in shape and and you're already, I can already see it in your Instagram post that you're starting to look more defined and everything. Like, how is that possible in 110 degree heat?
Okay, a lot of people will take this the wrong way, but you have to be open-minded. Fat shaming works.
Okay.
The way I want to explain that, because I don't want to turn off a lot of people, but let's be open-minded. Nothing will tell you the truth more than a mirror in your bathroom.
Okay.
Or when you take a shower and you take a loofah and you start washing everything starts moving. Nobody's going to fix that but you.
Okay.
Plain and simple. So I got tired of being the way I was and getting mad at the world, and then here I go getting McDonald's with no onion, no pickle, and then making fun of fat people. So I had to stop that.
Okay. Very cool, man. Well, you look great. Yeah, I mean, you're deadlifting like my entire car in one of your Instagram videos, and it's just it's. I wanted to let you know that when I go to the gym, I listen to your show a lot of the time, and just like listening to you talk about your regimen, dude, it's inspiring. So like anybody out there that needs a little bit of motivation, like they should look no further than you. And I just wanted to congratulate you on that.
Oh, thank you. I seen your picture that you posted on Instagram a few weeks ago with your abs, and I almost hit the heart button, but I couldn't do. There's just something about that. I was just like, you know what? Let me just comment and say, hey, yeah, good job.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I actually posted that, and I don't know if you noticed, because it happened a couple of days afterwards. Now, for those of our listeners that listen to our show, and we plugged your show before, so maybe they've taken a listen to your show. You and I are kind of going through something similar in the respect of being separated. We both have kiddos with a woman, and we're separated in that. So when I posted that photo, she didn't care for it very much, but I appreciate you almost hearting it. But so like with us both going through this, like what is the hardest thing for you? Like maybe like the hardest thing about going through a separation, and are you guys like moving into divorce, or are you guys just separated?
I made the decision personally, and I can share that, and that's fine. I would take full responsibility. Long story short, I was a veteran for 10 years. Came home. I was dealing with a lot of demons, and I was never physically abusive or emotionally abusive. I was just shutting everybody out, and we just had a newborn son, and I just felt like it wasn't fair to her, even though we lived in the same house. We were basically, I felt like I lived alone. And nothing against her, but I just felt like, to me, and I've always said this, I will never be a typical jealous, insecure Mexican guy and try to control somebody because I'm miserable. So I made the decision to say, listen, you need to go back to your parents. We will set up a payment plan. I want to see my son, but you can't live like this because I'm miserable. So I made that decision. And I got a lot of flack for it, of course, because, they say, hey, listen, you always wanted a son. Look what you're doing now. What a piece of shit. Blah, blah. I was like, okay, that's fine. That's for people that are closed-minded. But I made that decision because I don't want to live miserable, and I don't want to have anybody else live miserable with me.
We're joined again. Yeah, I mean, it absolutely does. We're joined again by Vinny No Filter. Find him on Twitter and Facebook, Instagram. His podcast is What's Wrong With Us. You can find it on iTunes. Vinny, like when you're talking about that, like the decision that you made, like have you guys gone through with a divorce, or are you just like in a separation limbo period that I am tending to stay in?
No, we were never married. She's been there for the last couple of years. Great woman. I can't say anything bad about her, and that's the thing I get to is like, well, if she's such a great woman, why would you let her go? And like, it's me. It's my inner demons that I'm dealing with. There's no reason for her to stay that way. So she knows she's mad. I understand that, but it's a choice that I made. So I'm trying to get better, and hopefully we'll see what the future holds. But right now, I need to work on myself. I feel like it's not fair to bring her down to my level.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's absolutely understandable. Now, you mentioned that you came back, you served. In what armed force did you serve in?
I was in the Army for 10 years.
And where is there anywhere that you were deployed that we would want to maybe talk about a little bit? Because we do have a lot of people that listen to the show that get a lot from. We talked to many war veterans that suffer from PTSD, and would you mind talking a little bit about like your struggle coming back to civilian life, coming back from wherever it was and whatever you saw and whatever you were doing?
Oh yeah, no problem. Did 10 years in the Army. I did one tour in Iraq. Got hurt toward the end, messed up my back, and then I got another deployment in Afghanistan toward the end of 2010. Did that for I want to say 7 or 8 months. Got injured, came back. So 2 tours, 2 injuries, and it felt like, to me, my own personal demons, I felt like I didn't finish.
Okay.
So I had to deal with that. So getting out, I got medically discharged. And basically it felt like I got paroled. So when you see documentaries of people coming out of prison and they have no clue what they're doing with their life, they feel like they want to go back in. I've always thought that was really retarded. But now I can kind of relate to it. I don't miss the military. I miss some of the people I dealt with. But the daily grind, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
But to me, I go to the VA. They want to force pills down my throat. I don't want to take medication. So in turn, I try to find a way to motivate myself, which is through powerlifting, running, reading, podcasting, trying to get my voice out there because I don't want to be like, and it's a tragic thing, but it's called 22, which is roughly an estimate of 22 veterans commit suicide a day, which is a huge number,
right?
And it's very real. Obviously, I'm not making a joke about it, but it's very real. And I felt I was following that path, and I didn't want to go down that road anymore. So I figured I need to change my ways, and I want to feel like I'm ready to help people, even though I'm still going through my journey. There's no reason for me to wait until I get my PhD in psychology to help people. We can always help people while we're dealing with the same thing. It's more relatable, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, there was a movie that made a lot of a big splash about war heroes. The recent one with Bradley Cooper, American Sniper, which I had to watch 3 or 4 times during my on-demand period that I was able to watch it in. And one of the things that I kind of took out of it was the way that he Chris Kyle, the way that he kind of dedicated himself to other veterans and helping them through that, and that's how he was able to deal with everything. And that sounds a little bit kind of like kind of what you're saying that you're going through. Like you want to help other veterans and other people that are dealing with psychology issues.
Yes, my main focus is dealing with what I'm trying to prep up now is dealing with the now. I'm a huge fan of philosophy, and I'm a huge fan of now. What can we do now to prep the future? We can't go back and fix the past, so there's no point of worrying about it. We can dabble in that if we want to, but we need to work on now. If you're a veteran, you're a veteran now. You're not in the military anymore. It sounds rude to say that, but I say it all the time. I'm not a soldier no more, so I need to concentrate on now. What do I need to do now to make me happy? So I think that's one thing that we need to concentrate on is the now factor to prep ourselves for the future, to see where we want to go to, not backtrack. Because when you go backwards in life and you reminisce, a lot of things we concentrate on are negative. So in turn, the now factor, we get mad about a lot of things because we're usually not where we want to be. So I want to fix that.
Okay. Joined again, Vinny No Filter. You can find his podcast on iTunes. It's What's Wrong with This Podcast. Now, you had mentioned that you have a little boy, and on Instagram, I've noticed that you have, how many daughters do you have?
I have 2 daughters, 14, and she just turned 13 yesterday.
Now, I have a 7-year-old that's already, getting boy crazy, and I do not want her to be 14 or 13 or high school. I noticed that she's going to high school now. I've got to take my little girl to a One Direction concert later this month, and being a father of a girl, tell me the craziest thing that you've ever had experience with a young lady that you call princess.
Okay, so here's the deal. There's a reason why I have the nickname No Filter. I cannot keep my mouth shut, and I have to be very blunt on the situation.
Sure.
So the funny situation is now is I talk to them like they're adults. I don't call them names, but I do tell them how life really is, how men really are, for the most part,
okay,
and what to watch for. And it could be pretty graphic, but I feel like to me and my learning style and my parenting style is, hey, you need to give it to them up front. They're at an age right now where, hey, they're going through hormone changes. They're developing their body. I can't control that as much as I want to lock them up in the closet and say no. I have to give them that freedom to express themselves. But I want them to feel like they can come to me and talk to me about anything.
Okay.
So that was part of my transitions. When I first got out, I would yell at them. I would tell them, no, you guys ain't doing this. I don't care, blah, 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 blah. So I had to check myself and be like, listen, I'm pushing my own daughters away. That's not good when they start going to high school. So now I totally 360. And I just talk to them every day, and I tell them, listen, you're going to make